Welcome to the KameSennin School, and this is my Dragon Ball Daima review and breakdown for episode 5, Panzy. If you are a Dragon Ball fan or you're looking to get into Dragon Ball and learn more about things going on within Dragon Ball, you're in the right place. So please like, share, and subscribe. And with that said, let's get into today's video. So immediately this episode opens up with the follow-up to the end of the previous episode where Goku had just saved the masked Majin, Panzy, from the gendarmerie or the military police or militia, whatever you want to call them, that was attacking that location. And immediately Panzy has questions about, Goku and wants to join them on their mission. It's kind of funny that like people keep noticing Goku's round ears, and you would think that maybe they would use that magic again to hide them, but I digress. Panzy asks Goku what demon realm he's from, and he's confused at the question. It starts to mention that he's from Earth, and Glorio says, tries to cover it up, saying that that they're from the second demon realm. They know Pansy's never been there. She recognizes that Supreme Kai or Kaioshin is a Glenn, and knows that he is from the second demon realm, and she's trying to ask questions about why they are there. At the same time, they're trying to make their way towards the castle. It is here we also learn that all Majin apparently have some type of magical ability. Panzy's magical ability is her trying to use some telekinesis to move a rock. It seems to really drain her when she was trying to do it. We also learned that she is 82 years old, and people in the demon realm, or at least in that area, tend to live, for 1,000 years. That's kind of disappointing because, in the last episode, they introduced the whole idea of having the machine that took years off of people's ages and their life. And that was, supposed to be terrifying, people losing 9 years. But now that you find out they live for 1,000 years, 9 years isn't really that much. But anyway, it's here where, like I said, Glorio is really starting to be fed up with Panzy. And he just wants to continue his mission. And it's also funny that Goku continues the trend of messing up Glorio's name. I think that's, really, really cute. Just to say what it is. People, a lot of people are, there's a fair amount of people that, again, are upset with Goku being childish because he is an adult. And, they're so super serial, as, the joke goes. They just want Goku to be serious as well. But it just reminds me, like, I think back to one of the standout moments of adult Goku being super childish. Again, it fits his characterization. It is who Goku is. But it reminds me of in Dragon Ball Z movie 8, which is Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. In English, I don't remember the Japanese title. I think it's like Burnout, Fight, Hype Fight, Super Fight, something crazy like that. But anyway, there's the moment where Goku has solved the mystery going on with this new fake planet Vegeta, and is getting ready to reveal that Broly is the Super Saiyan that destroyed the Southern Galaxy. And in the time that he's preparing to reveal this information, Goku is inside of this building, and he's playing with his echo. He's going, woo, and just doing these sound effects, playing with his echo. And then when everybody comes in there, he gets serious for a moment and says, Broly is the Super Saiyan. And that's what I think about, like, adult Goku is essentially, again, he's naive, he's childish. But the thing is, a lot of y'all are so consumed with, again, Western Dragon Ball, as well as the action portions. You ignore during the downtime, Goku is silly. He gets serious when it's time for battle. That's when he gets serious. But when it's time for just, day to day, he's silly. He's always been silly. And he's always been naive. He's just Goku. But back to the story at hand. So, Goku messing up Glorio's name. It's cute. It's funny to me. Again, it reminds me of classic OG Dragon Ball. This whole series just feels like that right now. Um, and I really enjoy that aspect of it because again, it feels like a JRPG. Hence the art on the title. Um, but as they walk, Panzy shows them a shortcut to get to the castle, and they plant seeds about the reveal that comes up because when asked about the king and when Goku makes comments about the castle, like Panzy seems a little annoyed or frustrated at some of the things that they say. And then of course it's revealed when they actually get to the castle that Panzy is actually the demon princess. So it's more of that Star Wars vibe because we already talked about how Glorio feels a lot like Han Solo, and Panzy feels a lot like Princess Leia in some regards. That princess who is, trying to be a rebel freedom fighter. So that's an interesting parallel. So then you get in and we see the king, and they use it's the same footage that was used in the original trailer where he looked all menacing, and then you find out that essentially he's just playing golf. And the king is, he loves his daughter. He's kind of silly, and he's introduced to Goku and Kaioshin, and then this is when the other thing we start to realize, if you're paying close attention, you realize the king essentially has no idea who they are, which goes against what Glorio initially said, which was the fact that the king had requested them to come. So the king doesn't really believe that Goku defeated Majin Buu, especially with him being this child. So they set up a test where Goku's going to test that gets his army. And Goku fights the army. It's fantastic fight choreography. It's not as good as some of the previous episodes, but it's really good. There's just one point where all the soldiers essentially gang up on Goku, and then he transforms into a Super Saiyan briefly before powering back down. And this was kind of interesting because it's almost was done as, I think it was done for the characters to, in the sense of where they technically did not actually see the transformation. I think that was the intent. But the way it was done, it doesn't really feel like it because of how it was animated. But I think the intent was supposed to be that Goku briefly transformed, overpowered everybody, and then powered back down. Because like he transforms into a Super Saiyan, we see the golden hair and everything. Everybody gets blown away, and then after that, he's back to normal, with the golden aura, almost like the Super Saiyan power, as they call it, from the Otherworld tournament, when Goku and Pikkon actually went to fight Frieza and Cell and the guys. But it's just weird. Like they lingered so much on Super Saiyan, and I think that might have been done because again, you have a lot of fans who are the newer fans and they want to see the transformations and stuff. So it almost felt like, well, here, damn it, there's your transformation. But in terms of the story, no one acknowledged the fact that Goku changed the way he looked, which is part of the reason why I feel like it was only there for like the audience and kind of it's still kind of supposed to be like a surprise for them. But anyway, from there, because Goku was able to defeat the army and prove himself, the king gives Goku a new ship, and then Panzy also says that she's going to go with them on the journey because she knows the demon realm better than they do. Also, the king has sins. I think this was the character that was described in early leaks as like a blue Mr. Popo. There's a demon, Hibiscus, and he is sent to Earth essentially to help shuttle Vegeta, Piccolo, and the gang to the demon realm. So they load up their ship and they take off. And then it's like immediately after they're taking off, apparently because the ship was over the weight limit because of all of Panzy's gear, the ship crashes. So that kind of felt pointless because it's like it's been all this time getting a new ship only for them to instantly lose the ship in literally the same episode. Like I could understand if they at least waited till the next episode to add that, but It kind of reminded me of the movie Spaceballs, which if you ever seen it, it's a Mel Brooks parody of Star Wars, and I'm pretty sure I don't think the ship crashed because of the princess, but I do remember it's been a while since I watched it. I remember the princess had a ton of gear that she brought with her. She had suitcase after suitcase after suitcase, and that's kind of like what happened with Panzy. But overall, it was a really enjoyable episode. Like I said, I'm loving the series. I can understand why some fans, especially in this modern age of anime, where most times people are binging things. I can understand why a quote unquote slow burn series would be hard for some people to get into. And honestly, it's not even that slow. Like these episodes have had vastly more action and lore and adventure than any of the previous series. Definitely more than Dragon Ball. Definitely more than Dragon Ball Z. Definitely more than Super. And definitely more than GT. Like, in all honesty, this series is probably the best 5 episode beginning of the series run. And again, with this supposedly being a shorter anime, I feel like it's only going to get better and more impactful. Because, when you think about the worst parts of Dragon Ball, usually it's comes because of filler and it comes around filler. So with this not having any reason that it needs to be stretched out longer, I think we're in for a lot of treats. But yeah, then also at the end of the episode, I almost forgot when before they crash, Kaioshin is speaking to Goku about the stuff I just mentioned earlier, which is specifically Glorio seems to be hiding something because he clearly lied. He told them that the king had summoned them when in actuality the king had no idea who they were or why they were here. So it seems like Glorio has his own plans, and in the next episode preview, we see a scene of Goku and Glorio fighting. Now, I feel like that scene's a red herring. I don't think it's actually going to be anything where like things are revealed that Glorio is lying to them. At least not yet. I think that's going to be much later. I do think that Glorio could have his own, mission that he's trying to do. I'm not sure what it is yet. I had a theory, and I've seen that other people have had similar theories that somehow go that Glorio might be related to Mira from Dragon Ball Heroes and Xenoverse. And because I mean they have similar designs, but a lot of Toriyama characters have similar designs. But Toriyama is good for like repurposing and designs as well as concepts. And what if Glorio is like, what if he's undercover, or what if his goal is actually to take out all these demon kings so that he can become the demon king, and then when he becomes the demon king, maybe he looks similar to Mira. Like that's something that I was thinking about because obviously when Deborah was killed by Majin Buu, this series is showing us that there's been a power vacuum. We know that Deborah was the overall demon king, and now we're learning that the different realms have their own demon kings below the overall one, and they seem to be fighting for control. So obviously Goma's the one who is taking control now, and it seems to be the most evil. Um, and then we just met the one from the third demon realm. We haven't met the one from the second. But what if it's essentially they're all bad, they're all terrible, or all perceived to be terrible, even if they aren't actually. And Glorio has his own goal where maybe he wants to be the Demon King to rule all the realms, and maybe it's something where it's a noble cause, at least in his head. But then he goes down the wrong route. Kind of like, again, there's so many Star Wars parallels in the series. What if Glorio is kind of like Anakin, where he has this idea that things should work a certain way, and he hates the fact that they don't. And then with given the opportunity, with potentially with the Dragon Balls, he's going to reshape the demon realm in the way he sees fit that it should be, similar to the way Anakin was goal working with Palpatine was not only to save Padme but also to control how the galaxy should be. So that's something I just thought about it. And again, it could be essentially where he makes that wish, become the Demon King, and maybe he ends up undergoing a transformation and looking similar to Mira. But we'll see where it goes. But anyway, that's my time. That's the video. Dragon Ball Daima Episode 5, Panzy. Shout off in the comments below on how you felt about the episode, how you were enjoying the series as a whole. I got some watch these other videos for more Daima content. I got some other good stuff coming about video games as well as other Dragon Ball ideas, including why Dragon Ball fans don't seem to be able to read. But anyway, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.